Alright, so finally let me just go through some other just specs and features of the laptop. So I didn't really say what the processor was. The processor goes from 2.4 gigahertz Intel Core 2 Duo with 3 megs of cache all the way up to a 2.8 gigahertz Intel Core 2 Duo with 6 megs of L2 cache, and there's also a 2.53 gigahertz processor version. You can get 2 gigs of RAM and up to 4 gigs of RAM, just like the other Macbook Pro. Let's see what else. The graphics card has actually been updated to an NVIDIA GeForce 9600M GT with dual link DVI support, 256 megabyte of GDDR3 memory on the 2.4 gigahertz configuration, and on the 2.5, 3 gigahertz and 2.8 gigahertz model configuration on the MacBook Pro, you're going to get 512 megabytes of GDDR3 memory. There's also an NVIDIA GeForce 9400M graphics processor with 256 megabytes of DDR3 shared with the main memory. So I think that's this new hybrid type graphics display that they're going to start implementing in laptops, where for just your regular use, like on internet and Safari or whatever, just playing iTunes, it's going to use that 9400M just for that, which is the integrated. And then when you go to use Photoshop, do some video editing, iMovie, iPhoto, and use iPhoto and all the other apps that are graphics card intensive, that 9600M will kick in, and you'll be able to use that. So you're getting like the best of both worlds. So you'll save battery life if you're just using the internet or iTunes, it seems like. So you won't have to use the full graphics card. And then when you're doing the real professional stuff, that graphics card will kick in. It seems pretty cool to have that. Also, you could send out display to 256 by 1600 pixels max on an external display, just like the other MacBook Pro. Let's see, storage now. It comes with a 250 gigabyte or 320 gigabyte serial ATI drive. That seems like probably for the lower end 2.4 gigahertz you're going to get the 250 gigabyte drive, and on the higher end too you're going to get 320 gigabyte. There's also, those are 5,400 RPM, sorry. There's also an optional 250 gigabyte or 320 gigabyte 7,200 RPM drive, and there's a 128 gigabyte solid state drive that you could add. Let's just go over connections and expansions now. So there's the MagSafe, the Gigabit Ethernet, one FireWire 800 port, two USB 2.0, so it's still 2, no 3 or anything else. Now there's a mini display port, so no full DVI connection, an audio in and audio out line, an Express card 34 slot. I also want to note that both the MacBook and MacBook Pro have built-in Airport Extreme Wi-Fi cards built in, as well as Bluetooth 2.1 cards built in. So they do still have wireless capabilities. I just forgot to mention that before. So I just want to briefly go over the new 24-inch LED Cinema display that Apple just announced today as well. So here's a picture of it here. So Apple says that they designed this 24-inch cinema display to be a perfect companion for the MacBook. So the two were designed in correlation, and I'm going to explain that more. So this new display uses a mini display port, which is found on the MacBook and the MacBook Pro, and I believe the MacBook Air as well. So it's a very ultra compact connector, so you don't have to carry around DVI ports to plug in your MacBook. It also has a MagSafe connector, so you could charge and power your MacBook or MacBook Pro directly from the display. And it has a USB 2.0 cable for connecting to your laptop, because the actual monitor has a USB hub. So I think it's pretty cool that you can charge your laptop from the display, and it uses this little tiny mini display port for connecting with your laptop. So that's why I was saying how they were kind of designed in correlation, so you could just plug your put your MacBook on your desk and just plug in these tiny little cables, and then there you go. It's set. You don't have to worry about an extra DVI cable and all this other stuff and having to get your MagSafe out for your laptop. It's already in the monitor. Now, also, this monitor has the glass overlay that's found on the new MacBook, Macbook Pro, and the iMacs. So they did that so I guess the MacBooks look like the new display. And while I said iMac, I also personally think that the new cinema display, LED cinema display, actually looks like the MacBook. The iMac from the back. If you look at the shape, it kind of looks like the iMac, just not as exaggerated, not as big because there's no computer components in it. This monitor also has a built-in EyeSight, a microphone, and speakers, and it has a native resolution of 1920 by 1200 pixels. So it's nice and roomy. It's 24 inches. One last thing I want to say is by the time you see this video, these new items will be available on the Apple website to purchase. They just updated the store a few minutes ago, and now you can buy all these things. So just wanted to throw that in. Alright, so I guess that's just going to conclude my overview of the new MacBook, Macbook Pro, and 24-inch LED backlit cinema display. So first I'd just like to say thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe if you'd like to. So once again, thanks for watching. See ya.